Hello and welcome. Today we're going to tackle something really important, an issue that's affecting families and communities all across our country, the rise of digital fraud. In this explainer, we're going to break down how these scammers operate, and more importantly, how we can protect ourselves and the people we care about most. All right, let's get into it.
So to really get a handle on the scale with this, just look at this number. That's nearly 97 million Namibian dollars. And that's not a total over years. That's the amount frozen just this year from suspected fraud. This isn't some small, distant problem. It's happening right here. And the financial hit is just massive.
But this is about so much more than just money. These scammers are actually attacking the very things that make us who we are: our trust, our respect for others, our instinct to be kind and helpful. So to beat them, we've got to learn their game. We have to understand their playbook.
So, you might be asking, why Namibia? What makes this such a fertile ground for these criminals? Well, it's this really unique mix of things. On one hand, we have amazing mobile phone penetration, which is great. But on the other hand, digital literacy isn't evenly spread. And that gap is exactly where scammers thrive.
And you can see just how widespread this is. I mean, look at this. In late 2024, a staggering 63% of Namibians were targeted by online scams. Think about that for a second. That's almost 2/3 of us. And what's the number one way they're getting to us? WhatsApp. The one app that pretty much everyone with a smartphone in this country uses every single day. It's the perfect front door for criminals. Now, look, while anyone can get that scam message, the criminals themselves are pretty strategic. They don't just spray and pray. They focus their energy on very specific groups where they know they have the best chance of getting what they want. So let's break down these 3 key groups and figure out why they're so vulnerable. First up, and this is the one that's often the most heartbreaking, is our elders and our pensioners. These are some of the most respected people in our communities, and to criminals, they're seen as top-tier targets. And this really explains why. Scammers know that the national pension creates a predictable income pattern, month after month. They also prey on our deeply ingrained cultural values, like trust and politeness, knowing an elder is far less likely to challenge or hang up on someone who sounds official. You add to that the fact that many live alone or might be experiencing some cognitive decline, and you've really got a perfect storm of vulnerability. Okay, our second key group isn't about age at all. It's about knowledge. We're talking about people with low digital literacy. And this could be anyone, anywhere, right? It could be a farmer in a rural area, or it could be someone right in the city who just never got comfortable with all this new tech. And this lack of experience with technology creates some very specific openings for scammers. It's that little bit of hesitation, not being sure if a message is real or fake. It's our cultural instinct to be helpful, so we might share a PIN with someone who offers to assist. It's relying on that friendly stranger at the ATM who actually has the worst intentions. You see, these aren't mistakes of intelligence. They're the direct result of that digital literacy gap. Now let's talk about the third group, which is so interesting because it has nothing to do with age or tech skills. It's all about psychology. Scammers are basically amateur psychologists, and they're always on the lookout for certain behavioral traits they know how to manipulate.
And this is really where they exploit our basic human nature. They create this false sense of urgency. There's been an accident or your account will be suspended to make you panic and just react. They totally abuse our respect for authority by pretending to be the police or someone from the bank. And they prey on loneliness, slowly building trust in romance scams, sometimes for months, before they ever ask for a single dollar.
Okay, so we know who they target and why. Now let's get into the how. We're going to pull back the curtain and really deconstruct the scammer's playbook, focusing on the tactics we see over and over again right here in Namibia.
2 basic terms you've got to know are phishing and vishing. Phishing is what happens through text or email, that fake alert from your bank with a dodgy link. Vishing is just voice phishing. That's when the scammer actually calls you. They'll sound super professional, pretending to be from a company you trust, all to trick you into giving up your info over the phone.
So let's walk through the number 1 scam in Namibia step by step. It starts simple. They take over someone's account or just copy your profile picture. Next, you get that urgent message. Hey, I lost my phone. This is my new number. I'm in trouble and need money now. And finally, they lay on that emotional pressure, inventing a crisis and pushing for a quick mobile money transfer. It's simple, it's fast, and unfortunately, it's incredibly effective. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to Brian Katajarua, the CEO of the Bankers Association of Namibia. He says it perfectly.
These scammers are persuasive. They come across as professionals. Their entire method is built on manipulating trust and using intense, high-pressure tactics to get what they want. Okay, we've spent some time defining the problem. Now, let's pivot to the solution. Honestly, our most powerful weapon is knowledge. So let's start building up our defenses by learning to spot the universal red flags that scream scam.
So, what are those practical, everyday warning signs we should all be looking for? What's that little thing that should make an alarm bell go off in your head and make you think, something's not quite right here?
Here's your cheat sheet. The absolute #1 red flag is pressure. Any pressure to act immediately. Any unexpected request for a PIN or a one-time password. Huge red flag. A message from a friend's new number asking for cash. You need to verify that. And if someone from your bank ever calls and asks you to move money for safekeeping, just hang up. That is a guaranteed scam. A real bank will never ask you to do that. Spotting the flags is the first half of the battle. Now let's talk about building your digital fortress. These are real, practical things you can start doing today to make you, your family, and even your business a much, much harder target.
Think of this as your prevention toolkit, with different tools for different situations. For families, something as simple as a family code word can instantly confirm if an emergency is real. For our elders, setting withdrawal limits on an account can be a critical safety net. And for small businesses, making sure 2 people have to approve any payment can stop fraud in its tracks.
Look, if you remember just one thing from everything we've talked about, please make it this 3-step process. 1, pause. The second you feel that pressure, just stop. Take a deep breath. 2, exit. Hang up. Close the app. Get out of the conversation. And 3, this is the most important part, verify. Call that person or organization back, but use a number you already have saved for them, not a number they just gave you. I promise you, this one simple routine beats almost every impersonation scam out there.
Ultimately, the goal here is to change our mindset. Verification can't be something we do only when we feel suspicious. It has to become a habit, a reflex, the automatic thing we do anytime there's an unexpected request that involves our money or our information. So we'll end on this question. We all lock the doors to our homes and our cars without even thinking about it. In the world we live in today, our digital lives need that exact same level of care. So ask yourself and ask your family, is your digital door truly locked? Thanks so much for your time.